Mr. Acting President. I rise to speak on the escalating damage that inappropriate off-road vehicle usage is doing to our coastal environment and our ecosystems here in South Australia. Mr. Acting President, our beaches are the busiest they have ever been, but our presence is starting to have an environmental impact on the landscape that should not be ignored. Off-road four-wheel driving is a popular recreational activity and one that has only grown more popular as these vehicles have become more powerful and more widely accessible. Unmanaged off-road vehicle uses cause significant long-term damage to our environment. In coastal dune environments, four-wheel driving can contribute to physical changes in the structure of the beaches, the destruction of dune vegetation, and to the introduction and spread of pest species and diseases into the coastal environment, leading to a significant loss of biodiversity. A healthy dune system is also an important buffer, acting to protect the mainland from erosion and from storm events. This loss of habitat and native vegetation, Mr. Acting President, has profound impacts on our animal life. Macroinvertebrates, macrofauna and shorebirds are particularly affected by this disruption. South Australia has 4 species of resident shorebirds, and all except for one species are listed as vulnerable or rare, and the most critically endangered of these is the hooded plover. The hooded plover preferences high-energy beaches and breeds exclusively on ocean beaches here in South Australia. They, among other species, are utterly dependent on these beaches and they do not have the option of going elsewhere. The birds lay their eggs in the summer, coinciding with the peak period of beach use. In addition to loss of habitat and food supply, vehicles can impact coastal bird communities directly by crushing their nests and their chicks. Indeed, studies along the Coorong ocean beaches showed 81% of hooded plover nests had been crushed by vehicles. 81%. The disturbance caused by vehicles can also lead to distress for the nests to the point of abandonment by the birds. Recent surveys in the Fleurieu Peninsula only counted 29 breeding pairs, and beach nesting bird population numbers are subject to rapid decline. If we don't provide a helping hand, it won't be long before these species face extinction. We can't allow that to happen, Mr. Acting President. We must strike a better balance between our enjoyment of the beach and the health of our coastal ecosystems. All signs would indicate that we are getting that balance wrong. The right to access beach areas must depend on keeping the environmental impacts of vehicles within acceptable limits. If we don't do this, then we risk permanent degradation of our unique habitat and the destruction of our animal life. Other states have been able to recognise that unrestricted vehicle use on beaches is a significant threat. Let's look at what's occurring interstate, Mr. Acting President. New South Wales and Queensland maintain permit systems whereby four-wheel drives require permits to access and drive on the beaches. Thereby, that introduces greater accountability and protections. And in Victoria, there are off-road and recreational vehicles that are prohibited from driving on public beaches entirely. Sadly, that's not the case here in South Australia. The brunt of the work done to combat this coastal damage has fallen upon the shoulders of community groups who've spent their time rehabilitating damaged beach areas, and groups such as BirdLife SA are working very hard to protect our resident shorebirds in peak seasons. The negative effect of unmanaged beach vehicle use is mounting, and it's well past the time for the government to show some leadership here. It needs to work to bring us up to speed with other jurisdictions in Australia. And recently, Mr. Acting President, I had the opportunity to host a screening of the film On the Right Track, looking at the fate of the plover and the impact of unregulated practices on our beaches, on our native bird life. We need to do something about this, Mr. President, particularly as we head into our summer months. We can't afford to put our beautiful native birds at risk during this summer season, and really it is time for the government to step up and to show some leadership. Thank you.
Call the honourable Lee.